Hello, hello, hello! Hey cuties! Welcome back to another playthrough of Tokyo Afterschool Summoners Chapter 15 of their main scenario quest. Rulemakers X... something? Rulemakers X something. Rulemakers X... I'm already forgetting the other guild. It's Game Masters. I'm pretty sure it's Game Masters. There you go. Anyways, it's always good to see you guys. Welcome back, Intran. As per last off where we left, we will be covering essentially the outcome of what they implied was a time limit for the utopian technology that Nomad was using. And it seems that the escape has been successful with regards to Avarga. The plot's been moving so far, but they kind of left us with not too many plot threads to continue off from directly, so it's gonna be a bit of an open question was where we're gonna see the first plot to drop for this next part. So we will be covering the next 2 episodes, which will constitute 6 parts total, and this is going to be a small map featuring Baphomet, so possibly in regards to helping Sanzo and what's it called, Bohemio escape. And it has a coin reward, so let's go ahead and do this. Yo, Waddley, welcome back. As per usual, let me know if there's anything weird with the sound. And they keep on giving us trash units, pre-evo, presumably. Yeah, they refuse to give us the evolutions of these units. I don't know why, but they are truly bottom-of-the-barrel units. Technically speaking, Licho is the best one in this case, but I doubt they are vulnerable to Skullock. We'll be bringing Licho anyways. Let's go ahead and check it out. With our ally point team. So in case you didn't know it, the ally points for each AR multiplies it by 100 times, or not 100 times, but rather it gives it an additional 100%. So for each one, I should be getting, since the base amount is 100%, I instead will be getting, hold on, it's the wrong one. 200, 300, 400, 500 ally points. Oh, big numbers. Anyways, hey Glitch, welcome back. Let's go ahead and, why is, this is the wrong class. There you go. Me doing the on-1 charge evo. Let's not talk about that. Let's go ahead and jump directly into Accelerating Beyond Pale Part 1. Members of the Rulemakers Infantry all share the belief that there are some things they, as inferior beings, are simply powerless to do anything about. These cuties! As a corollary to that, they also believe that the superior beings, whose very existence defy comprehension, are able to resolve such difficulties with ease. As long as they, inferiors, who know nothing of the future, offer complete loyalty to those beings who allegedly know everything about it. Neat! This is exactly the case with the Tokyoites who received future transplants, as they've come to learn there is no future for them at all within the confines of this game. Like, I understand they've been influenced by the memories, but at least say something, right? And should that non-future come to pass, it is not only they who would suffer indescribable torment, but all of their friends from their former guilds as well. World IT, right? The best IT ever. Release them already, LifeWonders. Therefore, they have all chosen to follow the Rulemakers, those who have proven themselves to be superior minds within this game. And though it's only those born in Tokyo that are taking part in this mass conversion now, they believe that in time, they too will have the chance to experience this bright future. They believe that they'll be rescued, pulled up and out of this pit of despair that is present reality. But should the validity of this future they've been gifted be called into doubt, what then? Is this in relation to the time that they were talking about? Hey! Not a defect, we see. The onslaught has let up. Did something happen? Something has clearly created a disturbance among the Rulemaker's soldiers, and it seems to be spreading. Many of them are frantically yelling into their phones or other communication devices, while others are simply spacing out. Whatever their cause, this is a perfect opportunity to regroup. What is it, Patim? Oh? Is that... The Rulemaker's troops continue to monitor the situation within Future City, giving regular reports to one another on any irregularities they encounter. So should something anomalous happen in this facility, those above ground would hear about it almost immediately. Enter Kokopelli, the newest model cyborg in a Rulemaker's arsenal, with future transplant surgery making his capabilities more formidable still. What happened? Did that work? All he did was touch my scriptures to his body. All Sanzo had intended with this was to force the no harming others precept upon his attacker. But for Kokopelli, who's guaranteed to be preemptive in all attacks and suffered no counters, this has driven him to a sort of madness. Squatting, he clutches his head and screams. One of these days he'll be able to voice lines without yelling. Sanzo, grab a hold of me. I'm going to use my secret artifact to get us out of here. Hey, it's Cutie! Cutie Bohemio, Bohemio Cutie, sexy meow. I'm gonna remind name of Bohemio on today, King of the Roma. In the next moment, Sanzo and Bohemio simply vanish without a trace, even as Baphomet's sights are trained directly on them. Was that teleportation? No, it couldn't be. That was no old one, as best as I can tell. Perhaps they've simply turned invisible then? No, that can't be either, as I'd still be able to sense their presence. Baphomet begins frantically searching through past data on either phone for any rules or abilities that might account for this. It may be a cloaking technique. Make it impossible for others to perceive where they're gone. Kokopelli, please, stop! Calm yourself, put down the firearm! Kokopelli, beyond any ability to be reasoned with, begins shooting wildly in all directions. One check raises Baphomet's shoulder. I'm not getting through to him. It seems Sanzo's sacred artifact truly is an X-Factor we hadn't accounted for in our experiments. Kind of a big L when he began with Sanzo of all people. Baphomet had been well aware of the potential for this to occur, but had done nothing to stop Sanzo from using his sacred artifact, instead choosing to sit back and observe the result. Well, I guess they've used it on people before Sanzo, including Neith and Claude. They did this because of the remote possibility that Sanzo's scriptures may have a crucial role to play in humanity's future. A possibility they simply could not leave unexplored. But even Baphomet's powerful rule can't possibly contain a berserk Kokopelli on its own. On top of that, Baphomet realizes that by now, everyone in the future city must have been made aware of what's happened here. Which means chaos has likely broken out on the battlefield. Doubts and misgivings regarding the future transplant operations must be running through everyone's heads. Patch me through to the emergency broadcast network under proximate authority of Professor Anya Capone. Baphomet ducks down and hides in the corner, bringing their phone up to the mouth and speaking a command into it as quietly, yet clearly as possible. Amidst the chaos and confusion, a faint voice, almost a whisper, plays through the communication devices of all the Rulemaker's troops. Please, try to remain calm. Yes, that's it. You're doing very well. I promise you, we're all doing well. The whispered voice resonates throughout the battle zone in the future city, and a disorder that spread like wildfire through the Rulemaker's forces begins to dissipate. The voice reaches your ears as well, as you are still within the future city in a back alley somewhere. Baphomet's reassurances echo clearly from Bao's phone. What's that broadcast all about? Whoever that is has a great voice. Whoop! Shut down now. You ain't gonna listen in on any whispered nothings. They got in from me, bae. Your laptop quickly puts a pair of headphones over your ears. It's unclear where he got them from. Well, you know, he's a DJ. It's not actually that surprising for despite Neuraltep being the craziest one of them all. Whoa, what are you doing? I can't hear the voice on Belle's phone. Oh, still one from your ears. Neat. Right? So let my worms go through your ears and to your heart. Nobody's gonna occupy the seat there but Neural. You got it? Yoo-hoo! Let this old one listen in your place. If that message is set to brainwash. No problem. His brain's already smooth and clean. Good thinking, you know. Baphomet and their capacity at the professor's assistant. I'm just gonna say right here, like, Neuraltep's been very forward with his helping. Usually he's kind of spontaneous with his helping, but here's being proactively useful. Their capacity as the professor's assistant quickly concludes that the priority right now should be to find and detain Sanzo. Ignoring his sacred artifact, knowing that it's capable of, could completely derail all of the Rulemaker's best laid plans. Of course, calling the Berserk Kokopelli is a close second, as there's no telling what might happen should he be left to rampage unchecked. And the third priority should be to secure Solomon's successor and his companions, after luring them all here. It certainly wouldn't do to let them leave. Luring? I thought they were trying to, like, get us to leave or some shit like that. Well, if you say so. Especially with plans already in place to attempt the feature transplant on Tokyo, on the trophy once the lot of them have been successfully captured. Should this momentary chaos give them all cover to escape the future city, the world representatives would never let Baphomet or anyone else involved live it down. Each security detail is to split up into 3 groups and fan out. Find the escapees. Predictive location data to follow. Next, neutralize and subdue Kokopelli. This will likely require the combined efforts of 50% of all our forces in the field. Finally, all remaining heads seal every escape route for the trophy. Do not allow him to leave our future city. This fucking music again. Put the chapter 13 music away. All the troops who hear Baphomet's voice treat it as though it's a divine command from above. They snap into action immediately. All matters regarding acceleration surgery have been left in Baphomet's hands. There is no one better suited to the task. Professor Anya Capone, joining the fray by request of the other world representatives, fills in his colleagues on the current state of things as he knows it. The voice you heard was broadcast by the way of Baphomet's sacred artifact, and manipulates the rules within each troop's psyche. Essentially, it convinces them that the orders they are receiving are the very things they'd intended to do in the first place. Baphomet considers this power of theirs to be a bit overly cruel, truth be told. But I know they're using it for my sake, to achieve my goals without any loss of life among the humans. Mikhail has doubts. Okay, so I'm taking long to think. Tank and or cut down. Alright. Eat this! How's that can Gus do? Eat this! Wow! Well, they came out of nowhere. Did our pursuers come back for us? Wait. Where'd Barrel go? Wasn't there a pact? That lasted all about 2 seconds. That's old! You barely have a moment to rest as further reinforcements advance on your location. The drone's weapons all lock onto your position, just when it seems like it's all over. Ooh, Scarlet, welcome! We're just continuing the story and finally continuing where this plot development is going, since we kind of lost our threads last time. Well, I can see you still in peace, Arthur. And, yeah, your last tip. Nomad! How do you know where to find me? Not exactly hard to guess since the Rulemaker troops are all converging on this spot. And I mean, they're still coming, and I am a detective after all. It was you, wasn't it? You were spotted, then they called for reinforcements. No. We'll play the blame game later. Right now, trust me when I say the enemy's movements are odd. They were all doing their own thing, just then switched course. Oh my god, Gundam relevance. Aside from the small subsection of them, it seems they are indeed distancing themselves from the main body of our alliance. Taking advantage of the lull in attacks, light-capable transients among those in Mega Alliance and guilds use their natural abilities to assist combat situation above. Alright! Thank you. I mean, I was a little natural at it, but way to go, Gundam and Melazine too. The opposing forces are all converging upon... Well, I'll send the coordinates now. They're tagged as Point A. And there's a lot of cameos here, for lack of better words. You know, people that are part of the Mega Alliance that we didn't see before, but they just are, I guess. They are doing a bunch of things. Lots of things the Mega Alliance is doing behind the scenes that we don't know. In accordance with the future predictions they've been given, the Rule Maker's troops aim their heaviest weapons at the point on the map that appears empty and open fire. Bullseye. Bohemio and his charge are in that exact spot, ostensibly hidden under the cloaking effects of Bohemio's sacred artifact. Oh, the cuties! Even when uncertain what our target may be, predictive technology can determine where the probability of finding that target is at its highest. Bohemio and Sanzo continue in their attempt to escape, but through this predictive technology, they are repeatedly herded deeper and deeper into the future city. Through Nomad's intel, you now have a much clearer view of the current situation. The enemy's main force has broken off from the fight and is converging on one very specific point. Meanwhile, an additional unit is taking steps to surround you, preventing escape. Let's see what's at this point A. Hey, can you teleport us over there, Neil Step? Huh? Oh, what the hell are you thinking? That's jumping out of the frying pan and right into the line of fire. I think we should advance. The fact that our opponents are now scrambling there suggests something has changed dramatically. And we can only assume that that something may require attention as well. So I believe we must jump into the midst, even if only in the interest of not letting them slip through our fingers. Where are you taking charges? Not a sight that I'm used to. I propose we split our efforts. The main force of Alliance will remain here, while the Splinter Cell shall proceed to Point A. Wait! Yes, it's time for an encore. Which means it's crawling chaos time! Oh yeah! You've gotta be kidding me. Ever heard of looking before you leap? God damn it. Here I am trying to suss out the true identity of Utopia as a world representative so I can blow them away. And this is what I get? I ought to blow you two away instead, but... whatever. If we're doing this, let's do it, I guess. No video! Under relentless fire from above, the effects of Bohemio's sacred artifact quickly begin to unravel. Quite the pivotal state of affairs, isn't it? Now then, you two, are you ready to play by the rules? They have sex off screen. Surrounded and with artillery trained on them, Bohemio steps forward to cover Sanzo. Why are you protecting me? If anyone's asking, it should be me. You protect me. Us. First, did you not? I should think there'd be no need for any answer beyond that. They have very vigorous sex off screen, I'm sure. Enough that makes Sanzo hunched. The Rule Maker's troops surrounding the two of them all take aim at once, but then... Aim is locked on! One pull and they're gone. And we done dropped down right onto their lawn. Okay, so what do we do now? This is more serious than I expected. Who are these two anyways? Alright! there! What do you think you're doing to our guildmaster, huh? Back off! Ora! Ora, 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 ora! Ah, jeez, Sanzo. Looking pretty badass all beat up like that. Guess it's about time we showed off our cool side, too. Aww. That's Goro's guildmaster. Sanzo Minorukawa? So, does that mean the other guy is? Well, things certainly have gotten a bit more lively, haven't they? Permit me to join you on the occasion of this Sabbath. Oh no, she's gonna crush us between their legs. All of you invited guests of this feature study shall now behold how I, Baphomet, do things around here. It's time for Inquisition. Entrust yourselves to me, won't you? Worship me. Sabbatic Bashana. Alright. Baphomet, you suck! Suck! There you go. Eat it. Truly, Baphomet sucks in their kit outside of main quest and in main quest. What is even the point, geez? Make such an ominous threat and then get wrecked by like a random ass white tiger that was featured from like a Halloween event ages ago. Accelerating Beyond the Pale, Part 2. Oh no, I suck. The transient Baphomet came to Tokyo with no understanding of their true form. In order to get a better grasp of who they were, they underwent test after test under the supervision of a renowned professor. But the results of these tests served only to reaffirm that Baphomet's true nature could not be so easily determined. Within the closed environment of another world, on the occasion of the Sabbath or Witch's Feast, Baphomet is worshipped as a god. And through their rule, others come to follow their faith. But it's not coercion. At least, it doesn't feel that way. It's more like the others had intended to become adherents from the start. It's the power to manipulate the self-perception of those who dwell within the confines of a battle zone. As such, within Tokyo, there's almost no limit to what Baphomet can accomplish, allegedly, as this is already a city in which whatever beliefs are held by the majority become inherent truth. And Baphomet is neither male nor female, neither human nor Therian, nor anything else. They can be whomever they wish. They can even change who they love at the drop of a hat. If I'm free to be anything I want, though, then why do I have to be anything specific at all? Why can't I change my own wishes on a whim, as I change the wishes of others? What determines the things I truly desire? Can I even have true desires? Baphomet goes on to proclaim that when all is said and done, they have nothing at all. That they are a net zero in this world, a non-entity. Just hang in there, Sanzo. Help is on the way. You got that? It hurts, Motosubi. It hurts! Save me, please! I don't want to die. Moments later, a medical team from the Mega Alliance of Guilds approaches the Saksagurus and begins tending to the two. Are you okay, boy, Mio? I'm gonna sew that hole in your belly. Definitely gonna sing bit, so be prepared. Do you want to tell me, Leak? If pain and sorrow is the price to pay for freedom, Okay, a deal. Well, you're certainly a free spirit. So that checks out. Ain't nobody else calling me Dolly all week. I'm impressed you're still alive, all things considered. You are still alive, no? Either way, let's get you charmed and cured. Sanzo of the Mega Alliance medical team looks over Sanzo's condition with awe as he begins chanting a cure. That really hurts! Try not to be so rough, will ya? Well, now I think you're conscious. Can you tell me your name, sex, and blood type? Sanzo Minokawa. Male, blood type, though, I don't know. I actually don't know my own blood type either. On your stomach is free of injury. Looks like somebody covered you. Looks like somebody covered you. Wait, what is this? Oh, right! I forgot to mention. You do need to be extra gentle with him. Seeing as how he's got a bun in the oven. Okay, so they do know. This is the first time they're kind of like actually acknowledging someone's pregnant. I know they joke around with Temujin all the time, but this is like legit the first time who was in the middle of the story pregnant, bonafide. Some of us Saksa Gurus got caught up in a collision of worlds not too long ago and came across a place called Zimu River. Wait, what is this? This is not an event, is it? I don't remember. No, Sanzo released for this, so I guess this just happened at some point. An event we never experienced. I say anybody, and I mean anybody, can get pregnant there and have a kid in 3 months. And Sanzo drank some water from it. Alright, this is from his original mythology, I believe. Gonglei, a member of the Saksa Gurus himself, details Sanzo's unique situation as he fights. If our timing had been a little worse than it was, the kid would already be born. But well, let's just say we went through a bunch of trouble and managed to get a better handle of things. Wow, sounds like quite an ordeal. How come it wasn't reset? Is the collision world still active? Sacred artifact's a little strange, so I think that's why. It demands you do no harm to others, including river babies. How very fascinating. Won't you tell me more? Yeah, their lives still, I figured. Aren't you just defeated? Are you back already in action? With the consciousness inside him representing the second generation since the world came to be in Tokyo, is there any better choice for future transplantation? Are you really thinking about two consciousness again with the baby inside Sanzo? That's a bit fucked. Not to say nothing of the fact that he's male yet bears a child. Does that not surprise you most of all? Perhaps for those who only know Tokyo, it's nothing too shocking. An Olympus, after all. Zeus once gave birth from his brow. And they say Loki, from the world of Yggdrasil, once turned into a mare and gave birth to triplets. It may not be long before such possibilities spread their way to Tokyo, at which point anyone and everyone can have children. I'd once considered having some of my own, feeling it might spell the answers to something. But there are complications. No one's asking, Baphomet, why are you yapping? Like, seriously, we've got ourselves a big problem. Can someone please stop this yapper? Like, jeez. Oh, this is so very embarrassing. If only you'd spare me from having to endure the shame. But where are my manners? I still have yet to even introduce myself. I am Baphomet. I am in charge of the future transplant surgery on the behalf of the rule makers, as well as post-surgical care. So was you. You made the others like that. I did indeed work on the others. I was involved with the surgery performed on every one of your friends and companions. Oh no! Rude bitch. Most of the Tokyoites invited to the future city succumb to a state of despair and confusion once their surgery is complete. Didn't he say they're supposed to be happy? How can he be so cruel? And why? What is there to gain for you to gain? You have my solemn word that I, and the surgeon as well, truly love all human beings. That's much of the reason I dedicate myself in service to the professor. Wow! You love humans, huh? Maybe you and I are on the same page even if we're reading different books. What is it that you like about humans? Or do you just like toying with us? Nobody asked you, Neil. Zip it! Zip it, boss! Sorry. How about I stand outside and think about what I did? You have my assurance. What I wish is to protect your kind. I have no desire to see even a single human succumb to mortality. It's the same for every one of those Tokyoites. The conclusions they came to were reached by them on their own. I ask their future memories. What if I were to return to my former guild? What would become of me? And the future memories respond. Total annihilation. There is no future for you in that timeline. The same response came back when any question was posed. Every time, it turned out that there is no future for this game. Knowing that, why would they return to you? That's all there is to it. That's the extent of the cruelness I've engaged in. I'm always looking to the future and planning my next move accordingly. I wish you could understand this as well. But without receiving a future transplant yourself, you cannot. And you won't do that, will you? Alright, I'm refusing. Explain everything to me in detail and I'll consider all my options. Actually, that's just refuse. I'm out of here. That's a bit of a problem, I'm afraid. The surgery is such that its merits cannot be understood until after it's been performed. So am I supposed to just leave things as they are? No, that would be cruel. I'm sure the professor would be saddened as well. And so, as embarrassing as this is for me, I feel you've left me no choice but to use force. I mean, if you say so, Jan. The sacred artifact hanging from Baphomet's neck begins to shine brightly, directing its light toward the Rulemaker's soldiers. Oh, dear Baphomet! You're divine, gorgeous, and larger than life! Indeed, as the light grows ever brighter, so too does Baphomet's body grow ever larger bit by bit, moment upon moment. Oh no, not a giant woman. What in the world? You're thick. Yes. This is truly embarrassing. Please don't stare. It's such a disagreeable rule, don't you think? Oh, I'm gathering up all the desire others feel towards me and making that a part of myself. Well now, it seems Baphomet has used her sacred artifact. Quite the rare occurrence. World Representative Professor Onion Capone mutters this in surprise as he uses his 8 arms to skillfully manipulate the threads stretched out all around him. The rule permits them to manipulate the faith others show toward them. If the crowd of onlookers see them as a god, then a god they shall be. Much like my own though, it can feel a bit much. Everyone's here is gay, you know. Baphomet continues to grow larger and larger until their arms virtually encompass the entirety of the surroundings, thoroughly trapping you. Oh, it's just so embarrassing to accelerate the desires of the onlookers and have them see me like this. Say what? Ain't that a kick in the teeth? If using your rule makes you feel that bad, then why not just call it quits? What if I could? But I have little choice at the moment. It's the only recourse I truly have. I don't know how to live without it. Honestly, this level of political turmoil is just too much. Masashi, Shime, Inoue, and company have returned to the future city's information control room to regroup. Masashi is none too pleased to see Baphomet unilaterally rallying the troops out on the field. He's in no position, however, to denigrate Baphomet, given the latter's service as an adherent to Onion Capone, as everything Masashi does now is on behalf of Mikhail and Matarasu. At present, the Rulemaker's top brass are split into two factions. Yeah, where are these bozos? I know they were opposed to this plan, or at the very least they were not in the role of it. As a result of their alliance with the Yorkshu entertainers, the other world representatives all harbor serious doubts about the direction the Rulemakers are headed. I do know Ahuramazu directly partnered up with what's called the entertainers, but I'm pretty sure both Goropukuru and Horus were largely incidental. Well, I don't know, maybe Horus was. It's not entirely certain. Ahuramazu and Horus have each taken a step back, and Goropukuru's distrust of Mikhail has become ever more pronounced. Additionally, Mikhail and Matarasu have found themselves able to exercise no pull over Onion Capone whatsoever. So is that why they're silent? So they're kind of like on the same page, but also executing two different plans in parallel, and they kind of are poking loggerheads at each other. And showed his support to Wayne. Even were the 7th world representative to step in and pick up the slack, the two of them would still lose majority favor, 3-4. It's far too easy to divide our ranks, and it only seems to be getting easier by the moment. It's a systemic issue, no matter how you look at it. It's all too similar to how things have been with us dog warriors. The 8 dog warriors are 8 spiritual beings born of a mother and father not strictly related to them by blood. And the pup who calls himself Shime Inoue remembers well how this all began, for he boasts the divine protection of a superior being. He is able to determine where the present lies and keep his feet firmly planted thereupon, no matter what memories he may dredge up. Each of these 8 souls fights their own battle within this long-standing and expansive blood feud. Exactly as this game in Tokyo has always intended for them to do. Whatever the majority comes to believe, that shall be the definitive truth. That's perhaps the most egregious part of this game. As each loop begins, every single faction attempts to build up their military might with their own portals. They then attempt to lure others to their side through coercion, propaganda, and shows of force alike. Looking to their opponent's next moves, they seek to stay one step ahead. But their viewpoints never quite align, and this trend only accelerates with each new ability granted in Tokyo by way of the rules brought over from the 23 other worlds. It's not unlike chess, where the moves grow in complexity and consequence as the game progresses, and as they do, they take different forms, often being called plays. It becomes harder and harder over time to predict an opponent's next play. One begins to long for the slower start of the match, when the moves were simpler and more limited in scope. It eventually gets to the point when one begins to question why they're even bothering to make any move at all. Ooh. It's by this token that those two felt justified in taking such a drastic step as to mobilize the other two entertainers. I see, so they kind of manipulated some people like Ahura Mazda to believe they are coordinating with the entertainers, but a step above that was these two actually exploiting them simply so that they could eventually kill off Kiyama. And as a result, that guild has now committed a grave violation of their duty as an administrative force within the game. This has left a gaping void within the administrative faction as a whole. Are we truly expected to turn a blind eye to a portion of the Rulemaker's actions? Ever since the incident in Yuakusho, Christine has been sorely out of commission. It seems to be from a broken heart over the loss of the one and only individual who ever saw her for who she really is. And Alice is concerned that if the Game Master should follow suit, There's every reason to assume they'll meet the same fate. Alice maintains that the Game Masters must never lower themselves to the level of common players under any circumstances. A god is, by definition, a being who exists far beyond our reach. And everyone needs a god of their own. Someone to watch over them. Someone to divine their existence. I'm ashamed to admit that all I truly want is someone to help me reach my potential. Even just a single guiding light would do. But I have no such god. Therefore, what remains is for me to create one. Yet in order to do that, I must give myself to the rule makers. Baphomet extends their hand. A giant hand, single-mindedly stretching it out toward one person in particular. No, poor Sanzo being picked up by a giant Baphomet. Guildmaster of the Saksagurus, Sanzo Minorukawa, the only known recipient of the future transplantation surgery whose body, or very being, has ever flat-out rejected it. Baphomet has determined that he is the key to everything, and so reaches for him without hesitation. Oh, this isn't good. Y'all, little help? In 1856, Baphomet has come to represent a unity of opposites, male, female, human animal, etc. Yeah, I'm fairly aware. I don't know how they ended up like that, but, you know, that is how it is. You managed to just barely push Sanzo out of the way before Baphomet's hands can snatch him up. Alright, you okay? You're not hurt, are you? Oh, why are you protecting me? I haven't done anything for you, so... Why? What do you want from me? Okay now, just hold it right there, Sanzo. Anyone who's been in Gurus for long enough can read Sanzo's like a book, and Mototsumi is no exception to that. Could it be that this person has a thing for me? What are you talking about? Maybe he's even in love with me? He might even try to get physical? I'm not sure what I ever saw in this guy. Okay. Hard to believe I ever once thought he was really something special. Really, that's his character. Without quite going so far as to voice it aloud, Mototsumi can't help but think to himself how embarrassing it is having someone like Sanzo as a guildmaster. Mother! Mother! Even though he felt embarrassed by it, the young pup of around 4 years of age couldn't help but cry from time to time. He called out for his mother, his one and only mother who departed from this world for someplace far beyond. Someplace far away. This is gonna be a bit awkward to voice. Mother, do you still love me? And please, pat my head again. But the statue of his mother remained motionless. It didn't answer, for that question was not of this world. This is despite the fact that the mother, who had become a superior being, could tell the boy anything at all about this world, even about its future. Am I doing the best I can? Why have you gone so far away? Oh, Shinbei. Or, no, Masashi. Please, calm yourself. Nobamichi hugs the small boy, then pats his head and back until he begins to feel better. Aww. I'm okay. Don't worry. I'm fine. But can you please stop calling by that name, Nobamichi? The boy cracks a smile while wiping tears from his eyes. It seems almost as though he's wiping some of his embarrassment away with them. But he knows he's a more superior being than his father, who had failed to protect his mother. He doesn't need any convincing of this. That's why he'd resolved not to cry in the first place. He knows it is his destiny to unite the 8 dog warriors and achieve a sweeping victory in this fight. Then eventually he'll rise to the level of his mother and be praised as the best child of them all. To that end, Please allow me to bring you all up to speed once more. The situation is chaotic at best, with acceleration piled upon further acceleration. But as far as the boy is concerned, the ultimate goal of it all is simple: to stand on equal footing with the game's administrative branches. The entertainers set a precedent for this, leaving the game masters particularly hesitant to directly intervene. This gives the rule makers some modicum of freedom from administration, which subsequently gives them a considerable advantage in the game. But Horus and the other world representatives may have figured out that much by themselves as well. Is that truly our goal, though? Are we really set up upon constraining ourselves that much? The idea of knowing the future by way of the acceleration surgery doesn't mean having foreknowledge of every possible outcome. That's more information than the mortal mind can handle. The brain would be filled so far beyond capacity that would basically spring a leak. Future memories, as the rule makers call them, are less fully formed memories and more like detailed answers given in response to some very specific questions. This is the true nature of it. Not so much as memories, but more like answers? I guess that makes sense based on how they kind of said that, oh, what happens if I rejoin the guild? Doom and gloom. And so the boy poses one more question, with the present situation as its conditional. What will happen from here on out if things continue as the way they are now? He grips the sacred artifact dagger tightly and asks this to the spirit of his mother, and in response, are you serious? I never could have imagined such a thing! Okay. Sure, whatever that thing is.
But Alice, it's situations like this when we strike. That's it. That's how it's always been. The rules are very clear. When there's a situation beyond our control, we stay out of it. Period. This maintains complete separation between internal politics and external forces. Helps keeps things from getting messy.
Raven has seen the need for this firsthand back in his homeland, which is likely why he's been entrusted with the position he has now. The brother will always comfort Shinbei as a little brother. Well, especially now.
And as far as I've heard, those at the very top of the Tower of Babel have already called for the extras to join the fight.
Oh, so they do have some sort of implicit relationship with the extras. And there does seem to be a hierarchy within the tower itself. Oh, there's Billy. Relevant for a blip, and then now he's kind of just forgotten. Alright. That was quite a long part 2. We are going to be finishing this first episode with part 3 in a wide map featuring... Ooh, we're finally finding Amaterasu and the cutie! The cutie robot deity! But Amaterasu too, I guess. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, looks like we have to make our own team this time. So let's go ahead and bring a coin booster, I guess? Did I bring a coin booster or... Yeah, I think it rewards coins, so... Let's switch to this one over here. Should the Angels of Eden ever be questioned about what happened, this is likely how they would explain it. Shaitan, the highest-ranking angel of them all, suddenly lost his mind and turned against Eden altogether. This was an act of high treason against his lord, against his god. It was an insurrection against the very system of the world. And the angels, typically known for living in perfect harmony, were split right down the middle by it, engaging one another in a fierce civil war. Standing against Shaitan and his forces was a right-hand man to the true lord of the Angel of Eden, Mikhael. He is Shaitan's little brother, and was known across all the land at the time for how dearly he looked up to his elder sibling. Why, brother? Why, brother? You were the elite of the elite! Why would you, of all people, lead this charge? Mikhail's big brother sat at the very top of the hierarchy. He was practically the face of the system, and Mikhail just couldn't figure out why he, of all people, would lead a rebellion.
What more could you possibly want? You know I've always admired you, don't you?
First time Mikhail gets emotional in a while. Well, this is a pretty big moment, I guess. After an intense battle, Mikhail had managed to thoroughly best his insurgent brother, casting him down from the heavens. And in that moment, he had taken his big brother's place in the hierarchy, now occupying the top seat among the angels. He caught no glimpse of his brother's face as he fell. The entire event played out as though his big brother were a shooting star tracing a line across the night sky in an instant. The area around Tokyo Station in Chiyoda Ward is the flashpoint where the warmongers and invaders engage the rule makers in battle. World representatives from for over a dozen worlds who embody the very systems of those worlds clash like thunder throughout the region. Yet even within this chaos, something that surprises every guild, several world representatives begin to notice a disturbance in the sky. Or perhaps it originates from somewhere even higher than the sky. They look up. What is that? Those meteorites? Well, those are gates on the side, we know that. But yeah, those are definitely small meteorites coming from the sky. It's as if stars had begun raining down like fireballs from somewhere far, far above the heavens. Off to the east, Scofield gazes out upon this apocalyptic scene. And he laughs, hopping back and forth in glee, waving his conductor's baton around as though he's directing the chaos himself. Yet, despite his unrestrained exaltation, tears pour from his eyes. Is he the cause of this, or is he just enjoying the scene? I do know that Scofield thing is to, you know, be at the end when there's a rain storm of some sorts. Meanwhile, in the midst of your own battle, one of the rule maker's troops runs up to Baphomet and whispers something into the ear.
The situation is deteriorating.
Very well, I shall head there at once. Baphomet, you literally did nothing. All you did was grew big and then that was it. Like, do you want to do something before you go? Okay, if you say so. Jeez. But unlike before, I would prefer if your regime joined me. Then I feel we might just be able to salvage the situation. In Professor Neon Capone's absence, I'm the most knowledgeable about reconstructive surgery after all. As for you, though, though I am the one who initiated this, I'm afraid something urgent has come up, and I must be taking my leave. Until the future sees to it that we are to meet again, I bid you a momentary adieu. Sans on Ayrton. Literally inflates herself, then shrinks, leaves no explanation, then just dips. As soon as Baphomet withdraws, you immediately set about exchanging intel with the other units. Oh, Bonavara. I'm the guildmaster of the LifeWonders. My name's Bohemio. But you can call me anything you like. Alright, cutie. Sex Hemio follows a cheeky greeting with a sexy wink. I'm so grateful to you for saving me. You and your dolly old eek and your Zush are truly on point. Nice to meet you, Bohemio. Now, my eek's not all that dolly. Oh, darling. If you don't think your eek's dolly, you need a mirror. Come, little kitten. Let me tussle your fur. Psst, psst, psst. What is this? Hey! Stop hogging, Bohemio! Let someone else have a chance to thank him too. What the fuck? I thought they were with each other, and now they're like both something after me? I mean, not that I will complain, but like, this is not what I was expecting. Hi there. Sons of Minokara. That's the Sons of Minokara, headed honcho of the Saksakuras. Looking good, buddy. Oh man, he really is into me. Is this the day I finally get to hand in my card? So, pleasure to make your acquaintance and all that. Marathon, was it?
Have you met somewhere before? Aren't you a performer or an idol or something? I swear I've seen your face a bunch of times. Or was that so? Oh, that's it. Aren't you the model for my favorite underground video? Hard to forget that face and that body, you know.
He gets assassinated by Otsumi.
Sanzo Minokoyawa, pleasure to meet you. Good. After this is all over, I'll be waiting for you at my temple for a nice cleansing ceremony. And that's non-negotiable.
How come you're here together? What's happening with you two? Boemio happily tells Ian on everything that's happened on his end. About how he was abducted from the portal and brought to the future city to undergo a dubious future transplant operation. And how the two of them managed to escape their captivity but were chased here by Baphomet. Good job with that, by the way.
Oh yeah. Boemio, you never really answered my question earlier. Why did you save me?
It's like I said. You saved me first, Sanzo. And I wasn't allowed to accept my freedom without ensuring you had yours too.
So it really was tit for tat, huh? That's all? Guess I kinda figured.
Doesn't hurt you've got a doll you'll eat yourself, though.
Really?
I saved you because I wanted to. You're just too cute. Well now, you certainly got game. Due to your name, a natural bohemian. How about you give me some of that too?
Oh, gladly, as much as you'd like. No need to feel even had, as I'm still yet to have you. A word of advice, if I may. Boemio is a serial flirter. I'll say this stuff to anyone and everyone. Better keep on your toes. Oh no. Have I entered into a love triangle? It's like something out of a romance comic. Am I the romance protagonist? Will my first experience with love be as a part of a trio? Now we're in the realm of panic scenes kept behind the counter. Surely there's something in the scriptures for this.
Refuting wanton desires but succumbing to natural urges, perhaps?
Sorry about that. Let's continue our story, shall we? Honestly, what kind of nonsense has that Playboy Shinzin been teaching you? It's downright shameful. So, let's skip to the Boemio end. Oh yeah, can't forget this part. There was the super duper scary guy who blocked her way named Cocobelly. Absolutely terrifying.
Sanzo and Boemio go on to describe Cocobelly to the members of the Mega Alliance of the guilds listening intently to their tale. Cocobelly, a newest model cyborg. So, Cocobelly was refit, I guess. Future plans, a transplant, on a Tokyoite body. What was it like facing him?
It's kind of like Buffett was saying, I guess. Well, a bit anyway.
As soon as Sanzo's sacred rock touched him, he lost all control and seemed to be in a lot of pain to boot.
Hey now, I'll thank you not to speak ill of my scriptures like that. They don't bring pain, they bring blessings.
Well, if what Baphomet's saying is true, they also repel those future memories, and that might not feel too pleasant.
Target has been sighted. Proceed to neutralize. After subduing, he is to be returned for additional future transportation surgery.
Lower-ranking rulemaker soldiers take aim and fire simultaneously. Their target determined through intense calculations derived from quasi-future machine predictions. With the sheer number of bullets traveling through the air, evading them unscathed should be a statistical impossibility for Cocobelly. However...
What?
Cocobelly meets this volley with but a single shot, aimed so perfectly as to ricochet repeatedly and take down soldier after soldier. Yeah, that'd be my reaction too. Jesus. Shaken by the sheer improbability of this outcome, the soldiers unconsciously slink back on their cyborg opponent. It would seem you truly have been freed from the shackles of those future memories, haven't you, Kokopelli?
That I have, Baphomet. I finally have lines that aren't yelling or laughing, but my memory of what happened in the interim is crystal clear. I was found collapsed here, and you took me in and performed the future transplant on me. A voice within kept telling me I had no choice but to do as you said.
Well, nothing would please me more right now than to study how a body reacts upon rejecting the future transplant. For science. Baphomet smiles widely, joyously, before taking a fighting stance towards Kokopelli.
I am in no position to condemn your actions, so I shall abstain. No grudge I may harbor towards you will affect your future in any way, after all. But whosoever should bring me into their employ must know that they've been better life than that, and will need to pay their due.
Baphomet attempts to summon Gamut, enlarging themselves in an instant and lunging for Kokopelli. Ratio. Helpless ratio. Obviously. Baphomet doesn't know how to do anything except lose. But predictably, Kokopelli's bullet was ace no fine finding its mark, stopping Baphomet dead in their tracks before their move can even begin to play out.
You can't take Baphomet down so easily! Baphomet is immortal!
You do not have guts in a get. But if you say so. Through the rule, appropriately known as Rule Make, Baphomet receives the faith of their adherents and is revived on spot as their champion.
So, you're the same ilk as I. Are we to sling mud at each other then, and see what sticks? You may flee if you wish, but should you choose to stay, this place will become your grave. The Kokopelli fate, this is to part the land with life in tow. What I ultimately seek, you see, is not to be found in this land.
Tell me one thing, Kokopelli. If your goal is not revenge, then what is it? Through the accounts of Sans and Bohemio, the first threads of a tentative plan have begun to take form. Do you think it might be possible to affect the future memories somehow? And in doing so, get everyone back?
I believe you're on the right track with that question, Arthur. It is worth an attempt at least.
Toji, who'd come running back to you after the scuffle with Masashi Shinbe Inoue, nods in agreement with your proposal. Upon his back, you can see the figure of an exception, through which the past memories brought forth by the world pillar are being cut off. This may be doable. There's still hope. And all that's left is to find them, the last Mr. Milonomi's memories. But suddenly...
What's going on?
Is the meteor shower? The area around Tokyo Station and Chiyoda Ward is the flashpoint where the warmongers and invaders have engaged the rule makers in battle. Old representatives from over a dozen worlds who embody the very systems of those worlds flash like thunder throughout the region. Yet even within this chaos...
What now? What is this nonsense? What is falling from the sky?
Innumerable somethings began raining down, not from the sky above, but from somewhere even above that, impacting the ground all across the battlefield. Is this coming from the very top of the Tower of Babel? These so-called extras. Although all the world representatives stand at the top of the worlds they hail from, the vast majority possess no means of defense against strikes from extreme altitudes. Shiva had once survived a lone impact from such an object, but if he'd been forced to continuously sustain such strikes, he would have been left at a great disadvantage. Baron quickly calculates who among the players could withstand such bombardment, and determines there are only two at most, but that's counting Azasath, who's already out of the game. Yeah, as the thoughts would be able to. I guess probably the Utopian Guildmaster, or Utopian representative would be the other one. Because, yeah, they have an advantage against space, that is the thing. Good callback, oddly auto. That's a perfect analogy to it. How's he sound?
Fall back, everyone. This is not important to be fought in the open.
I love this song. It's so cool. It's actually in my main playlist right now.
A force the Great Parent cannot resist. Such blatant insolence is unforgivable.
The warmongers and invaders nonetheless are forced to withdraw, uncertain what they're up against. And of course, the Rule Makers have little choice but to do the same.
I don't hate anyone in particular anymore. Everyone I could honestly say I hated passed on to the next life before me.
Kokopelli continues monologuing despite the apocalyptic conditions surrounding them, seemingly either oblivious to them or more likely unconcerned.
Well, I hate the way of the world. The system.
What I hate is the way of the world, the system.
That and that alone I despise.
You tell it, Kokopelli.
Which is why I intend to kill its creator. Our creator. I intend to wipe out the system altogether.
What an interesting point of view. Reminds me of some of the rumors I've heard about a certain archangel I know. Is he talking about a shaitan? What is happening right now? It seems that the game masters are interfering with the Rule Makers' plans in some way. This is what I'm inferring based on that small talk about Alice and Raven Arthur talking about the extras and bringing up the... what's called? The Starmen? Oh yeah, they're called Starmen. I guess that explains why they're falling like stars. A red glow washes over the future city as a constant stream of the distant explosions illuminate the sky. And onto the scene, a looming figure descends. The cuties! I know we're facing Matarasu though. World representative Amaterasu has returned. Amaterasu. She's back? I wonder if that's what they did at the start of the FKRA crossover event. I honestly can't even remember most of the details from that event. You certainly haven't made yourself at home in our absence, it would seem. Yo, 5-star? I have this 5-star. But you can't try speaking that holier than the outline of yours once more in my presence. Yo, that's so hype. Everybody, run! There's no winning this battle. You only get one safe shot at using Double Dragon. You're ice and hole against world representatives. The consequences for using it even a second time are dire. So when faced with the possibility of staring down 3 or more world representatives in rapid succession, retreat is the only sensible option. Oh, you think I'll just allow you to leave? Naughty children who try to run from their problems deserve to be punished. I know she's gonna board this in a loop. Amaterasu looks down at you with a flat expression, stating her intentions in an even tone. Didn't have much people, but she was scrapping the stars as if they're falling. Survive for 3 turns. Okay, well this is not gonna be difficult since we have Kyo. But and we also have double and drive for guts. Do we have anyone who can disable charges? Unfortunately, we do not. So let's go ahead and just do this thing. Hopefully we survive this. Oh, no issue at all. Okay, if you say so. Oh no, the kitty died. I'm taking the light side.
上等300よ。
任せよ森高。
参りまするぞ。届けカムイ殿。うなれ。
もうダメ。
欲望
減らしませ。隔てなくこの世の恥をお照らしな。
ガツクソソ燃えたぬるガツクソソ
Winning!
いつまでも老兵に大きな面をさせておくなよ。
Honestly, guys, I have a headache.
様がやるのだぞ。
Anyway, the next part is going to be episode 2 for this stream, or rather episodes 6 in total. From the Heavens, no battle. We will go ahead and take a break for now, though. So I will see you guys in 5 minutes. Gonna get some fresh air, as I'm running out of oxygen here. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Take care, cuties. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry to keep you waiting for 1 minute extra. But let's go ahead, actually, before we continue with From the Heavens, try out this new quest, which actually unlocked a bit earlier than I thought. It is the Attack Blossom Farm. Oh no, we're we're attacking the brainwashed people. That's kind of fucked. And Battle is there for some reason. Spoiler! What was even the last battle about? I don't understand this pattern of people that we're fighting. Why are we even fighting these bozos in Poor? But yeah, this one, let's go and try out Achieve a Higher State of Being. Hopefully it's not going to be too difficult because I'm just going to be going blind. But yeah. Just like last time, we'll just do a double Unravels Kiyama team.
Melee!
欲望ここから
ガチでガチで
欲望性
Are these guys randomly spawned?
ある欲望性
ここからな金ガチで決めるぜ
That's not good. I don't want to get skill locked by Sanzo, but so maybe we should attack
夢のアンカ
with what's his face first. Oh, we're fine.
ガチで決めるぜ
Oh wow, these are
欲望性
these are not good quests. These quests are pretty garbage. Okay, well, at least we got the larger attack blossom this time. Because like,
いつかは
what's called in the last stream, I noticed I didn't actually get the larger HP blossom. Like, what the fuck? I had full blossom boost at this point. All right, let's go ahead and continue the story of From the Heavens, Part 1. Ooh, they're mad. Horus and his contingent, all world representatives serving the true rule makers, have returned to the heart of the conflict within Tokyo's east side. Welcome back, players! Players indeed. That high-altitude attack was clearly intended for us, no one else. They are to silently not in agreement with the assessment from Aru's world representative, Horus. We have no need to say anything after all, as they are all well aware that the attack could only have come from the Game Masters, one of the game's 2 administrative guilds. Yeah, there it is. The reason they know this is that only an administrative body can truly stand against Horus and the other world representatives. And with the entertainers out of the picture, only the Game Masters are aiming to take up that mantle. They want to keep the game going. It's their duty as administrators. That's why I believe they want to trigger the next loop. Because this one's is already beyond saving. But Makoto is the world representative of Kamikotan, understand the situation all too well, having been through something like it before in his homeland. Exactly. That's why they tried to get their hands on the trophy not too long ago. Mid-Earth's representatives, Ahura Mazda, thinks back to that crucial moment. Should the trophy ever be taken out, the players will all naturally consent to ushering in the next loop. Yeah, that was the case with I keep on forgetting this guy's name. Dragon guy. After all, why even play the game if there's no reward to be gained from it? This would reset the game back to an early state, forcing all the players to regroup and build their forces anew. Which should in turn give the administrative side time to process and account for the many unthinkable incidents that have taken place in this loop. Beowulf, thank you. I mean, I always remember Worm's name. It's Worm! All these best laid plans for a clean reset, however, have come crashing down thanks to Mikhail and Matarasu. The ultimate exception, Solomon, the Watcher of the Trophy, who's been faithfully serving the administration all this time, has now been removed from play entirely. I see, so what they're claiming is that Mikhail and Matarasu are the ones who schemed the entire past 2 chapters. Which I guess that makes sense. Thus, the Game Masters are now prevented from affecting the trophy in any way. guess Housamo was the main vector to understand the trophy, at least with regards to the Game Masters. While the players all seek to win the trophy, the administrators instead seek to create and maintain a thorough record of events. It's a bit weird, because they're the Game Masters, or the Guild Masters of the respective true guild, but I believe they're also distributed by the Game Masters directly, so it's a bit unclear where their allegiance really is. This is likely the reason why each of the 3 true guilds has dispatched their child prodigy to monitor the situation so closely. The particular way in which the game plays out seems to be of great importance to them. It's to the point that infighting has even broke out among the Game Masters members over perceived infractions of their non-interference policy. But their greatest item of concern is the unauthorized loss of the trophy's watcher. Since if anything should happen to the trophy without the watcher's Solomon there to bear witness, there'll be no record of that event retrievable in the future. Given the situation, avoiding any form of interaction with the trophy only stands to reason. The same thing applies to us role representatives as well. That administration can't interact with us directly now. And so they've called for outsiders to the game to fight us in their stead. So they're cooperating with the Astros then. No further mention is made by any of the world representatives present of the high altitude attack staged upon them. For any slip of tongue could very well reveal crucial intel to their enemies. Those enemies, of course, being the world representatives standing before them. Such is the nature of this game's true players. They believe they can see more of what lies below from their high perches than anyone else. Limiting all remaining world representatives to force the loop's end may be drastic, but it is a viable move at this stage. There are a few among us who could withstand such a move, only Azoth who hails from space, and at best one other.
Mikhail and Matarazu must have known that, as they didn't seem the least bit shaken when it happened.
It seems plain to see at this point that Mikhail and Matarazu have won the other 2 world representatives over to their side. Meaning that of the 7 constituent world representatives and the rule makers, they have 4 on their side, giving them majority rule. In this situation, it becomes crucial that we ascertain the intentions of Onyankopon, world representative Agisimba. One of the 23 worlds connected with Tokyo is known by the name Agisimba. Transients from Agisimba hold one particular belief of sacrosanct, that there is no such thing as natural death in this world. Their faith dictates that if all causes of death were to be removed, humans would achieve immortality. Yeah, I'm not too really familiar with Agisimba as if that's their mythology or not. I do know it's kind of maybe indirectly related to the whole circle of life thing from Lion King, but I don't know if that actually is really related or not. And the world representative of this other world is none other than Onyankopon. Though the ruler of the heavens there by birthright, he held such deep love for humans that he chose instead to live among them. This is why he's taken a professorship here in Tokyo, becoming the foremost authority on the study of immortality. Just as he'd felt deep affection for humans back in his homeland, he truly loves the native Tokyoites here as well, but notably as a superior being. They've fallen back? What's happened? To Maria's surprise, the regiment or regime of Tokyo locals engaged in combat against the mega alliance of guilds seem from all the world to be retreating. The sky above Chiyoda Ward has been bright red for some time as well. It's like it's burning. It's at this point that Maria receives word of the world representative withdrawal. The world representative's withdrawal? Which one? Oh, are they talking about Mikhail and Matras backing out?
Consider this my heavenly decree. The Tokyoites are to have been cleared from this area before his return. Additionally, while you needn't worry about anyone else for the time being, you are to bring in Ayrton. But be certain not to use an excess force. Your targets are not to be harmed, particularly the Tokyoites.
I love this track. The track's so good. One of Post Malone's best.
They're after you, Ayrton. Run!
You all need to run too. Neural, if you please. I guess we just have a pocket neural with us for the rest of this chapter. Very helpful. Just as before, the whole lot of you immediately distance yourselves from the line of fire by way of Old One's innate teleportation ability. However, this time around, no wonder he's the 5-star in this event.
My light reaches every nook, every crevice of this world. Did you really think you could evade my gaze? Illuminate all that is from one end to the other. Mirror of sanctimony.
In an instant, Amaterasu's mirror, serving as her sacred artifact, shines forth, laying bare for all to see the full contents of every last corner in the future city. I wonder if MC can teleport too. He should be able to because he has Cthulhu among his exiles, but you know, it depends on if we can access it or not. The Rulemaker's soldiers exposed to its lights immediately begin moving, following it to wherever it shines brightest. Ugh. They found us already. Alright, one more time, Neural. Preferably with a place without light. Uh-oh. Got any more in you, Neural? Oh no! Rip. He got surrounded by 2 hotties. Oh no, I got surrounded by 2 hotties. No, don't have your way with me. Don't force me down and take me as yours. Soldiers already awaiting you at the next teleport destination, resulting in quick and easy capture. You are now in their hands. Ah, damn. We've been caught. Let me go. Let me go!
Oh, think you're clever, do you? I've taken everything into account. There's no use resisting. You'll not be able to escape, no matter how hard you may try. Even if we lost the Mouth of Madness, we managed to successfully seal Azathoth. So, capturing but a single one of his retainers is the simplest task there could be.
The Mouth of Madness.
You're all... Get out of here! We don't both need to be get caught.
English, please stop yelling at me.
Oh no, the kitties! You can forget about him. We need to devote our efforts to this little one. Welcome home, my little brother. Always the feisty one, aren't you? You never learned how not to make a scene.
Matarasu, I'm no brother of yours.
I am the world representative of Takamagahara, and world pillar of the earth. I am Amaterasu.
An image of Iwato, the great boulder door, appears behind Amaterasu. Not some phantom mirage, but seemingly a real manifestation.
I couldn't say how much you remember, but I can recall everything you've done here in Tokyo to date. Through the careless or vindicative actions of others, the aggregate damage, the unhappiness in this world increases. But behave yourself here and I will diminish all of that for you. Of course, I needn't bother saying any of this, do I? It's not like you're going to understand it.
You speak so condescendingly, but your words ring hollow.
I remember anything and everything. Therefore, I cannot accept responsibility for it all, therefore I can accept the responsibility for it all, whereas you cannot. I stand at the pinnacle of the world and can see farther than anyone. Thus do I pass judgment and take full ownership of it. All you need to know is that you will be compensated in kind for the things you've done. That is all. You may take him away now.
Amaterasu issues an order to her standing army, proceeds to lead you away and have their way with you. But no! The Tokyoite forces are to be moved to the underground shelters and safe houses at once, and put on standby. As for reporting this to Michael... I see no need to bring him up to speed just yet. Let's keep him in the dark a bit longer. I'll take responsibility for that too. Oh no, don't stay at roast beef. Okay, I'm being a bit too direct there. I've got my hands and feet chained. Is this really necessary? Well, I wouldn't mind. Quiet down, cocksleeve. You may be Lady Matra's sibling, but that doesn't give you the free reign to do as you please. As soon as Professor Youngpun returns to his operating room, he'll be undergoing future transplantation surgery, which means we better be busy with you right now. My god, I love those two, especially the world one. Oh dear, you've all taken quite some lumps, haven't you? Well, I had foreseen that calamitous attack. I hadn't, rather. Or had? He did. Oh, weird. But then, as I do regularly deal with the memories of the Tokyoites, it's only natural that I would have. Considering what's occurred, I'm left with no choice but to side with Mikhail and Materasu. The reason is simple. This battle is among world representatives who stand at the World Summit, and we even promised that the locals won't be involved any further. Which is vital. It is paramount that we consider their futures. It is my greatest desire that they all survive and thrive. As superior beings, it is only right that we who stand atop the world stage should be the ones to look out for the rest. Alright, acting very paternal. With the world representatives having all suddenly fallen back from their positions at Tokyo Station, Daikoku and Takumi Nakata began discussing matters in hushed tones. Such cruel fate. But at long last, she too stands at the pinnacle. I suppose the time has come to pay back that debt to the warmongers and invaders owed. And so, Takumi Nakata, I shall be taking my leave to award at once. With escort by some of the warmongers and invaders' troops, whose services I trust are mine for the borrowing. Huh? Wait! Are you planning to take them head on, Lord Lord Daikoku? Oh, I won't be fighting, and I certainly won't make the same mistake again. Not until I've fully prepared their just desserts. It was not through any direct intervention by Materasu's fighting force that Okinunushi first came under assault. Rather, she had fostered division amongst Okinunushi and two other leaders, splitting the ranks in order to handily eke out a victory in a post-war period that followed. Haven't seen her in a hot minute. A security door that cannot be opened without a sufficiently high-level rule maker ID slides right open. This means the person who opened it must have top-level clearance, bordering on, if not outright reaching, that of the administration. Interesting. Who goes there? State your name. Wherever you are, let us finish ourselves with this player. But wait, aren't you Lady Amaterasu's old friend? Kamakura, yes, queen! Yes, that's me! And, honestly, you poor souls need to loosen up a little. Oh, you're so on edge. It can't be good for you. Our sincerest apologies, ma'am. Do you come bearing news from Lady Amaterasu? Materasu's old friend? Who's that? Hello? Hello? There's the little one, no? My name is Amin Usume. Usume for short. Charmed, I'm sure. Let's take her good standing down a notch, shall we? Compensate her in kind for the things she's done, as she once put it. I'll give you one thing, Amaterasu. You always take care of those below you. Only problem is, you look down on them as you do. So I say it's time you learn just what it feels like to stand higher than anyone, only to fall all the way to blazes. What do you have in mind? Oh, wait. Is Ameno Uzume on Daikoku's side? That'd be strange. But actually, I guess Ameno Uzume didn't agree with Amaterasu's methods for this current loop, so maybe Daikoku managed to convince her to join his cause to shut her down. Anyways, second part of this episode from the heavens, part 2. It is going to be a wide map, and we are facing Ameno Uzume. Yeah, I don't. You can't tell me that's not Ameno Uzume / Infinite Type unit. And the cuties again, best units in this game. Is he going to step on her? I'm pretty sure if he did do that, he's already done it to convince her. We get to play with these units. Quite a step above in terms of support, so. Okay, I guess we'll just use Oscar. Level 100 Oscar, or Artifact level 100 Oscar. That's funny. Was there a coin bonus for this? I'm pretty sure there was, but actually, we're gonna do the ally point bonus. Alright guys, let's hop right in. After successfully capturing you, Amaterasu returns to her guild's control room, plops down on a chair, and lets a deep sigh. The soldiers stationed therein, who see her as a virtually perfect being, all salute in unison and await their next orders. As soon as Professor Onyokun returns, you are to process a prisoner for future transplantation surgery. And I'm going to take a moment's rest. Keep an eye on him in my place, if you would. Yay! They're gonna have their way with me. I mean, who said that? Thank God, they're so cute. Please release the murder weapons. Enter. Oh wait, she's doing the thing where she hides and locks herself away. Please excuse me, Council President Amaterasu. Were you on a break? No, it's quite alright. Come in, Oz. I trust the student council duties of left you have been manageable. Quite a benign affair, suddenly. Yeah, I was not expecting Oz. Last time we saw him, he was like playing Red Rocket with, what's called, Kurigani. Yeah, no problem at all. You can count on me. I know how busy you are with the guild matters. Indeed. My apologies for putting still more on your plate, knowing that you're already doing the work of 2 people. Hey, Xenu, welcome back. No, it's fine, Madam President. Actually, it's kind of like an extension of my own hobbies. Checking for anomalies in orbit isn't so demanding when I'm already stargazing. That's good to hear. I'd ask that you please continue monitoring, no matter what may happen. Huh? What do you mean? Amaterasu takes on a more stately countenance, changing her whole demeanor before once again addressing the transient. I want you to keep out of the fight, Oz. I want you to stay forever as that baby lion who wouldn't hurt to fly. I want you not to have your pull variant because that's too stupidly busted. Only I'll be the duping Void Wiper, not you. Yo, Lynn, welcome back. Yay! Say cheeseburgers! Hey, what's up? You seem all sad and blue even though I'm here. Oh wow. Virtual summer morning music. As you desperately try to free yourself from the binds keeping you in place, conspicuously all too peppy transient has come into operating for a surprise visit. Well, as you can see, I'm kind of being tied up and spit roasted by 2 hotties. Have you met Summer before? Gotta say, I dig the Gyaru vibes. So you're still into that, huh? You really haven't changed a bit. Well, you see, we met a long time ago. My memory of those days is kind of hazy. But that's pretty normal for us ditzy, free-spirited Gyarus. How long are we talking about? Like, was I selling diapers? Well, I mean, I just got something from Amadi to jog my memory, but I still take this with a grain of salt, but... The transient named Ame no Uzume begins recounting the memories she received from the world pillar. Amari! Hey, Amari's little big bro. Come on, hurry, this way! We're gonna miss our chance to get the special limited time Ogre's share of sweets if you don't hurry scurry. Wait, stop, Ame no Uzume. It's against the school rules to buy or eat sweets on school day. Oh, it's divine. I've never had anything like it before. Oh, Amari, you're such a latchkey kid. You're the Shipio. They got all kinds of sweets just like this. All he ever seemed to remember are the spoiled sports sorts of things. He never think about the fun stuff. Here, you have some too. Let the ladies treat you, okay? Oh, come on, open up and say, ah! Why don't you stop it? Is it embarrassing? Ah, you're such a little brat. Oh, but that was what makes you so cute. Ame no Uzume, I'll thank you to please stop being a bad influence on the little one. Oh, so this is Amari's bro's room, huh? Let's have a look-see around. I brought all the ingredients you'll need for an unlucky death party, so when the loser gets a spicy surprise. Woohoo! Pate! Ame no Uzume, I'm serious. I told you yesterday as well. Please do not spoil my sibling so. Yeah, I don't know. He took off one of his teachers and you got called into the office too, right? There's a time and place, bro. Gotta be careful of your antics. Your antics don't get Amari in trouble too, okay? You just have too much energy, I think. How about you let me teach you some fun things to do, and we can keep Amari out of it. Wait, no Uzume, what did I just say? Ah, Matuka. These are memories of the past loop that you don't remember at all. But the way they're presented to you, you almost feel as though they could have occurred just yesterday. Is she presenting it through a world pillar? I'm surprised she can distribute memories this easily. Uzume is beaming from ear to ear as she describes the seemingly dear happy memories to you in an exquisite detail. I don't feel like I'm anyone's bro. Do you really remember it that fondly? You're smiling, but I'm not convinced. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Please don't snap that quickly. I mean, I guess it depends on your point of view. Jesus Christ, what the fuck was that? But I'm easy to please, so I have a good time with anything. Pardon the interruption, Ame no Uzume, but you have no specific business here. I'll have to ask you to leave. We are under strict orders from on high to enforce the strongest possible security measures. The approaching soldiers puts on the toughest countenance possible to try to intimidate Ame no Uzume into leaving. Yeesh! Come on now! What's with the scary faces? Oh, sort of the same person, you know. It seems to have the opposite effect, however, as rather than backing down, Uzume moves in even closer to the soldiers, grabs him by the shoulders, and grins fearlessly. Come on, let's be friends. Dance with me. Woo! Yeah, just like that. I'm hearing music from somewhere. Is this your second reflex doing? Oh my gosh, they have smiling expressions. It's so cute. What the fuck? Give me these units already. These, like, I'm pretty sure. I want them. I'm sorry. Woo! Yeah! Let's go, Ame no Uzume. Right on. This is my pride and joy right here. My dancing stage I can use to make best friends with anyone. Oh, could I also ask you to step away for a minute? I have some business to discuss with the little one here. Okay. Very rare time the mobs change expressions. So with that out of the way, let me reintroduce myself. I'm the Ame no Uzume from the Rule Makers. Please let's punch to meet ya.
Right back at you. So, what do you want with me? You got some pep in your step now too, it seems. I'm pretty good at this, huh? Well, I've just got one reason I came here. To get you to make amends with Amaterasu. Now, I want you to hear her out, and then the three of us can have fun together again. Like old times. Doesn't that sound nice? Sure, John, let's go. Kokopelli draws his firearm faster, quicker than anyone around him can react, and lets loose. A hail bolt soars through the air. Oops. Unfortunately for you, Kokopelli, this is not the first time I've fought an opponent of your class. Someone loved by the gods despite committing acts of high treason. A fool who spits in the face of the heavens. Michael flaps his wings and is able to move faster than even Kokopelli's bullets, handily dodging every one of them. Onyankopon has filled me in on his research into your cutting-edge capabilities. Luck manipulation, exercising control over chance. Let me a product of chance from fools studying mentality. You're nothing more than a relic from the former laboratory. From an administrative body within the game that no longer exists. From the entertainers? The ability to take any remote possibility and increase its probability to 100% is a preposterous notion. And yet... these 12 wings mine give me a speed faster than that of any bullet on this earth. This leaves no room for chance, only inevitability. 0% is always 0, no matter how you manipulate it. Interesting way to overcome that. The wings possessed by Eden's world representative, Mikhail, are an inheritance of the sorts of from his elder sibling. I heard the sound of something dropping, but I have no idea what dropped. Mikhail's older brother was loved by the gods, yet one day he turned his back on the entire system of Eden. Oh my gosh, they're still using that Yi-ass background? What is this? He saw everyone as equals, and at first he had no greater admirer than his little brother. Everyone could see how close the two of them were, and the little brother tried his very best to be as helpful and supportive of his big bro as he could be. But when the big brother turned against the world itself, he made no offer to his younger sibling to join him in the fight. Thus the two were estranged, each standing opposite the other in this desperate struggle and creating an unmitigatable rift between them. And this did not go unnoticed by the Angels of Eden on both sides of the fight. Mikhail once said that even when he was called out to his estranged sibling, he'd never even get a response. There was simply no reasoning with him anymore. Left unread. And so little brother fought big brother and tore the wings from his back. And with that, these 12 wings, symbol of heroism, changed hands and have become Mikhail's ever since. I refuse to follow in the footsteps of my foolhardy sibling. I shall continue to be perfect. Flawless. The best I can be. Those who are beloved by yet traitorous to their divine benefactors must be properly disciplined. So, yeah. This family feud is just out of control. We both really need to bury the hatchet so we can all pal around again. She's giving strong, non-canonical event energy. Is that really why you came? You have a thing for Amaterasu? I just think this is the best solution for everybody. It's win-win, as they say. Either way, just hear out your big sis, okay? At this point, even if everything you two say is a lie, at least you'll be talking. I mean, Uzume offers you this olive branch, and you become acutely aware of the fact that the only other option you have is to stay chained up and await your fate.
Amaterasu daydreams about certain events that transpired back in her homeland. Her little brother's barbarism knew no bounds. A great many vassals sought to see these acts punished, and his fury quelled. Amaterasu, avatar of the sun itself, grew wary and before long shut herself away behind a heavy boulder door. And with that, Takamagata was enshrouded in darkness, the light seeming never again to grace its land. Yet outside that boulder door echoed the sounds of a raucous laughter and merriment. Amaterasu couldn't help but wonder what was going on. She inquired, and her good friend told her that a more exalted god than she had been born. She thought, no, it couldn't be. Is it that child? Is that little one to be my successor? Has he settled himself? Will he finally listen to what I have to say? She opened the door, but a crack, and was immediately dragged out. It was only then that she came to realize it was a lie. But the lie her friend told was true in spirit. It was the best thing for the world in the end. Because of that lie, her poor judgment as a leader had been corrected, and her world was once again bathed in light. Interesting. This is an interesting interpretation of what Amaterasu's thoughts were. I'm pretty sure in the original story she wasn't thinking of Susanoo, but they're framing it as such here. She was grateful to her old friend for telling that lie, and could only think to herself now, at that moment, that was the best thing anyone could have done. Enter. It's the cuties! I heard quite the racket out there. Did something happen? Amino Uzume has paid a visit to our subject. The trophy? Understood. I'll be there right away. Just give me a moment to prepare my armaments. Nobody likes lying, of course. But sometimes in life, you just gotta go with the flow, you know. If you tell one little fib and it sets everything right, where's the harm in that? Elsewhere, while you're struggling with your captivity, the remaining splinter cells of the Mega Alliance of Guilds have been successfully herded and quartered by the Realmakers soldiers through the use of their highly accurate predictive tracking. What the fuck, Lin? By combining the technologies of multiple other worlds with long-term predictive calculations, an optimal route to virtually any destination can be plotted under virtually any conditions. Through such techniques, even the wily wannabe Tamers Guild's master, Yuma, is mere moments away from being captured. Yet in the final moments before his chase would inevitably come to an end. Two down! Have I sent reinforcements? Stop! Show yourselves! Who are you? Who dis? New phone. Who? Not to be famous enough to answer that and leave you gasping and all. But the truth is, I doubt you've heard of me. Literally who? What? 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 Oh yeah, it's the entertainers. I mean, I know they're fine. I thought Oscar was currently in custody of some group. I forgot who he was in custody of, but I thought he was in custody. And I'm pretty sure Baodong was like an exception a moment ago. Like, he was the Overlord, right? I'm pretty sure that's what the Chapter 14 was about. He took place of the Overlord's exception to embody him, so... I mean, I guess Overlord's gone or something, but didn't he whisk away Kirito or something? Yeah, why is Baodong here? So, what the fuck? And Amdusius, I mean, he's just there. Yeah, that makes sense. So, you can just refer to me as a man who loves lies more than anyone else in the world. Uzume? So that's your choice, is it? Then let me tell you something. It doesn't actually matter either way, because ultimately, you're just gonna do things however I tell you to.
using my rule, I'm gonna force you to make up, one way or another. That's just the kind of person I am. No matter how much of an incorrigible brat I'm dealing with, I'll make sure we all get along. Uzume reaches out to touch you, but in that moment. Pardon the interruption. I heard lively voices and was wondering if there might. Oh, this is probably a math question. I heard lively voices and was wondering if there might be a party going on in here. Huh? Or maybe it's Oscar because they're part of the battle. The security door that shouldn't open without a sufficiently high level rulemaker's ID once again slides right open. Right. If he's. I thought he lost his administrative abilities. Greetings and salutations. You seem to be in quite a state, Arthur. I hope you feel better than you look. You got to see me in a similarly sorry state not too long ago, however. So it's wonderful to be able to turn the tables. Well, hold on now. Oops. And how in the heavens did he manage to get in here? The same way you did, I suspect. I just said the magic words. Open sesame. That's a lie, of course. Naturally. I forged an invitation, you might say. I have a knack for wiring up new roles. See, I just called some friends to this here party. One thing led to another, and here we are. Well, but ain't they look to me? Is this party getting started now or what? Yeah, hold your horses, Ayami. I hear they're really rocking up on this floor. I seem to recall somebody somewhere recently saying something like, I can't do this alone. Oh, who could have that been? I'd say we form a new alliance then. To have some real die service, you know? Oh, cool. It's his old one's skin. Used in Echoes. The show entertainer's guild master, Oscar, raises his cane and points it at your restraints. Oh, Jackie Chun. This causes a false signal to be processed by them. They swing open almost instantly, setting you free. You really saved me. Thanks. But why? Never mind. Oh, Oscar, I love you so. This is why I still seated you. Oh, you are entirely too convincing with your lies. I'd be very curious to know who has been such a bad influence on you. I heard this was the best party spot in all of Tokyo, so I just had to come check it out for myself. We wouldn't be who we are if we ignored such an opportunity, should we? That's all. I certainly am not saying that I wanted to be invited. I would die of embarrassment were I to admit such a thing. You're the Potser type then, huh? Well, so am I. And I like to start in the opposite direction sometimes. You want to get out of here? You best be prepared. Because you're dealing with a Gyaro and final boss's team. Engrave my name of Amin Uzume onto thee! Invigorating gamble! Dance for me! Dance! Now this is my kind of party. I'm so glad you took the chance and came here. Entertainers, we shall stand with the Alliance henceforth. How convenient. You got a former administrative guild on your side. Administrative guild or not, that power from Oscar is quite helpful. Are you just gonna board wipe everyone? Surely we'll have one interesting battle. By the way, final boss Gyaru is a type of Gyaru fashion. Oh, that's interesting. That's cute. It's very flashy, lots of hair volume, just like Amino Uzume. That's on point. Gameplay. It's just that easy.
名優たちよ。
Alright, we'll be finishing off with part 3 of From the Heavens. Kind of curious, guys. Can you tell me in chat if the current chapter 16 part 1 is finally done releasing? Because, like, to my understanding, tomorrow is actually the last day that the banner is available, so it would be strange if they, like, literally pull off to the very last day. One moment. Oh, it's already done. Okay, that's good to know. I should probably ping Erita then. Or maybe you can then. Because Erita's responsible, or, you know, has been taking the responsibility to collect the drop data for the requests. Very cool, though. Alright, so we are going to be finishing off today with a large map facing these 3 units. I do not recognize what they correspond to in terms of units, really. Do we even have a world? Oh, snipe pipe? I don't even remember. And it has coins. Alright, let's do this. They're really leaning into this Mega Alliance things where they make us pair up with a whole bunch of random bozos. None of these guys are even in the same guild. What the fuck is this alliance? And they don't have the Evos, because they're trash. Somehow Ozzy is the worst, or the, you know, the least worst of the 3 evils. This is pretty depressing. Whatever. Alright, final part for today. In much the same way humans are fragile and impermanent, so too is the system known as the world. No one exemplifies this more than transient Baal, an elite student prosecutor for the rule makers and a member of Gehenna's demonic nobility. Apart from the 23 worlds connected to Tokyo, there once existed a promised land called Canaan, Raiders of Lost Isle 2. Be sure to read it. There, Baal went by a different name, Baal, and he was not a demon, but a spirit being who loomed so high above others that he could touch the very tip of the heavens. But Canaan endured a fierce attack by the world of Eden and fell to ruin, and Baal became a fallen angel. He is now known as the demon Baal. Right. So I think the idea is, before Baal, or Baal, became part of the Ars Goetia of the demonic encyclopedia thing, he was actually originally a deity of the extinct Canaanite mythology, which I believe there's some records of, both in the Bible as well as archaeological records elsewhere, but yeah. This was presumably the inspiration, or maybe just by name, because, like, I doubt they actually took inspiration from his original source of being, like, a deity of bounty or something like that. Should have picked Merchosia so he would finally have something to do. He's there to give good dad speeches. Baal knew well at the time that even in the system we call the world, there existed a palpable hierarchy in which some beings rank higher and others rank below. Oh yeah, the reason why Eden attacked is to match the real-life events listed in the Bible, where, you know, I believe the tribes of Israel moved in and, like, kind of just, like, took over a bunch of the land, which include the Canaanites. That might have continued on even during Jesus' time, but I can't remember. And when Baal first came to Tokyo as a transient, it said he would often be looking up at the sky above him. He held immense respect for the humans who had traveled beyond the stars, quite no one else could ever reach. The name of this person he admired was King Solomon, and he truly was just a human who happened to be a loyal advocate of the demon Baal. The Lord spoke to this man and said, I will grant you any wish of your choosing. And the man wished not for gold or power, or love, but for omniscience. Right. Impressed by his choice, through this Archangel Michael serving as proxy, who had inherited the highest position among the angels from... What's going on with this? That's a weird place to have a text glitch. Impressed by his choice, through the Archangel Michael serving as proxy, who had inherited the highest position among the angels from his brother, the Lord bestowed upon the man a secret artifact. This is the ring? The Ring of Solomon, that's it. The legendary Ring of Solomon. King Solomon is a real figure, well, you know, as real as the Bible can get, who was the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, which is essentially in the Old Testament. And he's been a bit mythologized because apparently he had control over both demons and angels, which, you know, makes him uniquely paranormal for something of that time. Well, I guess there's quite a few paranormal things that were happening in the Bible, like throwing rods and them becoming snakes, but he uniquely wielded power over demons when they were generally taboo everywhere else in the Bible. It was the Sefirot, the wisdom of the Kabbalah, and with it, the man created a new system bigger than any other, with the help of 72 familiars. Baal has long said that Solomon's true merit lay in his superior capabilities and innovative ideas as a system builder. Well, you know, he kind of was foundational to the nation of Judaism, when before it was just like a scant people of, what's it called? Refugees? Yeah, essentially they were refugees during Moses' time, and then came King Solomon to establish the kingdom. He could take those who'd broken free of outside systems and thoroughly incorporate them into his own, giving them a new lease on life. The other one? This is Marchosias, this one's Baal. If you mean the other choice, it would be what's called Batham. He could take those who'd broken free of outside systems and thoroughly incorporate them into his own, giving them a new lease on life. Additionally, he was able to automate the progression of his reign by assigning a hierarchy to his system, modeled after the good and evil rankings found in the system of Earth. Right, this is another thing that's kind of interesting. I mean, I think they mentioned it briefly in Housamo too. When talking about Ahura Mazda, who is the world representative of Zoroastrianism, or rather Mid-Earth, he is apparently the progenitor to at least not Judaism itself, but rather to the belief system of distinguishing good from evil. Judaism was kind of like a story of just like refugees finding their own land that was promised to them, right? And following the testaments and all that, but the depictions of like extreme good versus extreme evil, and, you know, salvation from hell, the fires of hell, and, you know, demonizations of things, and, you know, worship of God and deification, and that sort of good versus evil hierarchy that was established by Zoroastrianism. Essentially, they don't want to admit it because it's, you know, the first commandment is there is only one God, and, you know, they're monotheistic in that way. But essentially, yes, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism did in fact borrow like their values from Zoroastrianism, or rather, it melded across through a syncretic relation. Very rare syncretism when it comes to that system. Additionally, he was able to automate the... How many times have I heard this stuff? One of his familiars once asked him how he'd accomplished such a daunting feat, to which he simply replied he'd seen the future as it was meant for him. No skins, yes, too mean. That's too savage. And so Solomon ascended to heights beyond what any human king should ever be able to reach. However, the king's action ultimately defied explanation. No one could say why he did the things he did. But those who served him simply thought this was normal. He could see the future, after all, and they couldn't. His actions must have made perfect sense from his perspective. And so the system flourished despite itself, with no end in sight. Most believed his reign could last for millennia. Believe it or not, the original mythology of why he lost his powers, or, you know, lost his reign rather, is because he was too much of a slut or something like that. I think it was like he actually took like 100 wives or something. Yet Solomon was still human, so he himself couldn't last that long. Eventually, he grew old and his mind and body alike grew feeble. It's not that he took 100 wives that was a problem. I mean, that would be a problem nowadays, but it was more like 100. Like one of them was like a no-go. It was something about like marrying someone else from outside their blood type, their religion. Essentially, intermarrying into like a different religion. His role as a human was at its end, leading him to undertake one final journey, a journey of memory. He entrusted his memories to other human vessels and set off due east from the Promised Land, as far east as he could go. Entrusted his memories to his other human vessels and set off east. Is this him saying his descendants? With his role of king now concluded, this was the final thing he wished to do. I guess he's saying it's passed down to his descendants. Did he meet Arsalam? That'd be bizarre. He let go of his sword in mid-earth, passing it on to the next pair of hands. Everywhere he went, he entrusted something of his to someone else. And so the memories of Solomon the human drifted ever farther east, along with the ring he left behind. There they found their way to the Mononobe clan, a proud line of astronomers meticulously documenting the heavens, whose family name means those to expound. The Mononobes, alongside the Urabe branch family, have long observed and recorded in great detail accounts of stars falling from far beyond our skies. Interesting, so they're like a close-knit family. So that's why they have a connection together, despite, you know, just being two, you know, student body members that probably shouldn't have any connection otherwise. Oh, check out. Arsalan's sword was given to him by King Solomon. Oh, was it? Interesting. I read a bit of a Arsalan story, but only insofar as he was like, you know, abducted at some point, or maybe he was like, he became a king. He was a king, but then he was raised somewhere else, and then he returned to his homeland to do something. I didn't get to the part where he got his sword, but that is a neat connection that they connected in this way. Stargazing, huh? And so, in time, Solomon came to exist only through these memories. The system he created, however, no such limiter. It was to be eternal. Certainly, it would require updating every now and again, but as long as it remained beneficial to others, it would live on, Solomon's dream with it. A role passed from one generation of Mononobe to the next. A brilliant light, shining forth, was seen from a distance for so long. Yes, as long as that system remained instated, it should continue running smoothly. It should. Until he ate shit and died. Uzume extends her arm, almost as if desperately reaching out, trying to catch something that's fallen. Them Christians were crazy. They believed that the people Kanan had dog heads, and that's how he got Reprobus. Really? That's the connection of why he has a dog head. Huh, okay. Oh, but I am a VIP, you see. Top dog among the rule makers. Won't you let me through? Just kidding. Open sesame! Wait! Can't stop, won't stop. Yalthep, I summon thee! Here to pick you up. We're shutting this house down. Hey, hey, yo! In the midst of my dance. Oh, how inconsiderate. I see. I mean, as a Sword of Legends, I guess that makes sense. Too bad that sword kind of sucks ass, given how useless Arslan is in, like, 2 of his cards. No! After escaping the operating room, you find yourself landing in some back alley somewhere in the future city. Thank you, Neurals! Why has Yurikachu stepped in, though? Also, are you multiplying or what? We're paying our dues to the head honcho upstairs, dancing our dances. Hands to hands! Arathan, you're safe. I'd faith you would be.
We've only just joined forces with the Yokocho entertainers, but they have more or less brought us up to speed. Doji, Maria! Would you mind filling me in? Our main focus has been on liberating the captured Tokyo residents, beginning with Sanzo here. With teleportation, we can jump right into the heart of the compound and get out just as easily, as you have clearly seen. I guess that's easier with Amaterasu out of the picture too. Several dozen Neo Alpha tips from all over Tokyo have gathered to help make this possible. This one's a long ass battle with Kokopelli. Rep Sanzo. Don't forget Ellie's there. Alright. So I guess Sanzo helps him reject all those memories. Awkward. Catching sight of a group of Tokyoites who are about to be placed in isolation, Sanzo acts quickly to try and do the effects of their future memory transplants. Oh, they're too. Meanwhile, Toji uses his rule to sever the link between the captured transients and past memories they've been burdened with. The past memories have been burdened with. Okay, so I know... I guess only Tokyoites have future memories, but that doesn't mean they were not using their same tactics from before to unburden transients. Kind of an afterthought, though, to be honest. We didn't really see them at any point. So Sanzo's sacred friend is the key. Arpel's future, the future memory transplant. What if Shiro, Kengo, and the others? We still have yet to locate the other summoners. However, we have rescued many of the missing from the other guilds, including Claude, Yakov, Beaks, and Ellie. Oh yeah, I was actually legit forgetting Ellie was a guildmaster too. Repelling the future transplant has caused them considerable harm, but they are recuperating now and should pull through. The Mega Alliance is working tirelessly in getting results. We are continuing to rescue Tokyo and Transient alike. Amanda Uzume, you're not injured, are you? Mari, I'm sorry. I did something I shouldn't have. You have nothing to apologize for. The entertainers would have come anyway, even if you just sat on your hands. Well, I'm not sure if that's true. Supposedly they got access by, you know, registering themselves as invitees to whatever her party was. That's the kind of down way to put it. You're still a bit of a sourpuss, Amadi, you know that. Just stand down and rest for now. I'll give you further instructions later. Amaterasu had been thoroughly briefed by her troops on what had happened as she made her way here. It seems that in the course of performing future transplantation experiments on Tokyo locals, a sacred artifact was discovered that actively repels the process. I guess they have no way of knowing it existed previously, since this is the first time they're actually doing future transplants. And worse still, its effects are not limited to the bearer, but can be applied to those around him as well. As a result, the newest model cyborg, Kokopelli, has had his future memories counteracted, and has subsequently gone on something of a rampage. And in confusion spurred, many of other Tokyoites have managed to escape. The Tokyoites undoing their conditioning is unexpected, but acceptable. Their only purpose was to lure the trophy after all. But allowing the descendants of Solomon, trophy included, to escape, that is where the line must be drawn. I do so loathe this frail body. It would not the best move for me now to ascertain the severity of the situation firsthand. Jarl? You're kind of stumbling. Oh, what a rush. Feel like a pillar propping me up like that. A real security blanket. But I'm okay on my own. Jarl ain't no stumbler. I don't know what you're talking about with that. It beats me hard. So the board ranged as it is now. Who shall I send out next? And where shall I move then? Oh right, I guess Neil is getting tired from the transportation. A group of familiar faces appear before Baal as he leads his troops onward. Well now, it seems we have a stray child prodigy on our hands. Has Mikhail sent you to take command of the Tokyoites? We've actually just been given new orders by Matarazu, but I'm sure you already knew about that, right? Of course. And I also know I'm in no position to object to such orders. This feels good. This feels very good. I definitely like where this is going. Though the rift standing between Mikhail and Matarazu has grown rather wide. Too wide to ignore if you ask me. Well, considers the current political climate as it applies to his particular regime. At present, Mikhail and Matarazu are perfectly aligned with the rulemaker's interests. While beefing with Shell, that's perfectly in line with his personality. Add Onyonkopon to the mix, and the rulemakers have achieved a handy majority. That majority is an unstable one, however, very much at risk of collapse. Mikhail is happy to extend his guidance towards those he feels are on the side of good, but he is equally inclined to punish those he feels act in defense of his god. In defiance of his god. Matarazu, then, is the type who would readily sign off on an act of sacrifice if she believed it would be the most optimal solution to a problem. Onyonkopon, meanwhile, is widely renowned for loving humans more than anyone else. He might look the other way were a transient sent to be sacrificed, but he would never approve it of a human. And in his absence, he has handed the reins to like-minded individuals, instructing them to be mindful yet critical of any new orders passed down from on high. For Onyokopon's primary goal, above all else, is to provide a future for humans who are otherwise destined to die. In this game, those of minority standing to lose the ability to dictate rules. Those of minority standing lose the ability to dictate rules. Thus, it's purely due to their hard-fought majority that the rulemakers are able to manipulate troops and other leaders as they have been. But if any steps should be taken that bring harm to any Tokyoites, Onyankopon's support would unquestionably be withdrawn in an instant. By this token, Mikhail and Matarazu cannot directly take any destructive action against any Tokyo locals. Never mind that, let's call that forced transplantation seemed to be kind of rough, especially on Kokopelli. Particularly not if Onyankopon's devotees, who share his deep fondness for humans, are watching. Mikhail knows, as he fights, that standing just behind him is Baphomet, who is very much in Onyankopon's camp. He is thus fully aware that he must not bring any harm to Kokopelli, who is, among many other things, a human and a Tokyoite. Well, I can see why it's plot important now. For many reasons why Kokopelli has to be a Tokyoite, not just for the transportation, but for this reason too. This restraint on Mikhail's part has brought the fight between him and Kokopelli to an inevitable stalemate. If only that pesky Onyonkopon loyalist weren't here, we could take more drastic measures. Instead of drastic measures, however, Mikhail focuses on trying to capture Kokopelli for later hand delivery back to Onyonkopon. Studying the effects of future transplant rejection could prove essential to the realization of the rulemaker's future vision. And strengthening their ties with Onyonkopon in general couldn't hurt in and of itself. Oh, if you, who strive only to curry favor with the gods, truly do grasp the extent of my combat ability, then by extension, I can grasp yours as well. I haven't survived as long as I have for nothing. Kokopelli points his firearm at the ceiling and lets loose. Lucky for me, I know just where to shoot. This place won't remain intact for longer. May we meet again, should you survive the collapse. Adios, amigo. I'm in a bit of a hurry to get back to the base, but you say this is a matter of some urgency. I'm terribly sorry to hold you up, Professor Onyonkopon, but I truly do thank you for taking the time to speak with me. So is this his plan to make Amaterasu eat shit by destabilizing the majority by flipping Onyonkopon? On those to whom I am destiny bound advise that I hear you out.
and tell me it's about our shared beliefs. I can hardly say no. Who's he talking about here? Daikoku, it seems, called in a number of favors and spared no expense in arranging this meeting with Anil Capone.
Then let's get started. I'd like to speak with you about the future transplants and the recent rejection incident thereof.
With that as a forward, Daikoku begins rattling off all the information he's brought with him for this very meeting.
Do you remember, Matarasu? Do you remember breaking up my faction, reducing us to irrelevancy? Well, turnabout is fair play. It's time for you to feel what it's like to have your entire division ripped to shreds. Oscar, I have no idea how much trouble you've caused. It's a wonder they ever left you in charge of the entertainers. Well now, long time no see, Commissioner Raven. The last time we crossed paths was when I lent you my power for a disguise, no? Don't try to change the subject. You were amongst those who leaked the sensitive intel to Daikoku, weren't you? Because of you, I'm in the line of fire myself now. All that man wants to do is pull the rulemaker's part at the seams. And? Why is this a problem for the Game Masters? Why would you care? And here I thought I was a liar between us. Yes, it's true that I've grown accustomed to having organizations splinter away around me. Happen on a daily basis back home. Well, that's precisely why I'm being sought out here. I'm sure you of all people just know where I'm coming from, Oscar.
Alright, well, main story time, finally. Now then, good day to you all you members of Guild Alliance. I welcome you here as a representative of the rule makers. My orders are to stage a protracted battle against you all. Simply put, I've been assigned to stall you, so do bear with me. Well, whose side are you being on? Hi. Oh, so that's your connection. I'm seeing some familiar faces here. Allow me to reintroduce myself. The name's Bile, and I'm first on the king's hierarchy. That's right, a certain individual who served as successor to the throne has gone and told me I am, in fact, number one. Oh, it seems a few of you are in varying stages of shock upon hearing that. How delightful. What was just that one little revelation? I bet the lion's share of you back in your hometowns know exactly what's going on. The old system is on the verge of collapse, and a new god has been born, ready to swap places with the current one. So, join me, if you would, for the curtain's rise. Allow me to accompany you as you behold your future. And crave my name unveil unto thee, burnt offering. Let us begin the second round, supervised as always by the wisest among us. You wouldn't want this happening to you after all, would you? Jeez. I think that's quite the size difference in terms of the tallest one Yasuyori facing. Masashi, the Gremlin Nyasa one. Are they jelly? Maybe, but it seems more like something to do with the belief system and powers that be. Yasuri of the 8 Dog Words swaps in for Yoshito of the same, staging an assault against Shinbe Inoue and Nobumichi. Oh, that's a busy battle. Okay, Miss Slashi, having fun there?
見惚れたかいガチで決めるぜはい欲望お縄はちょうだい
Alright, let's go ahead and do this. And hopefully we can get some figure along the way.
アルス・パウリナが定めの欲望性
はいあ
アルス・ノマ
Shioma effect.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜ。さあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ。
Novamichi Genpachi Inukai, I did some digging on you.
Yoshisuke Inukawa speaks in a hushed voice near Novamichi's ear as the two of them lock swords.
You live a simple life, always siding with the majority. You're devoted solely to becoming the strongest you can be. It's impressive, but that does mean there's no driving force you abide by. No ideals you strive for. Are you satisfied with that?
I see. So Masashi is like the perfect sort of a divine authority, and Nobumichi's like the perfect subservient mook. How does he sound? I forgot how Martosia sounds. I mean, forgive me, he only is voiced by his like 3-star and 4-star, which is never usable.
First in the hierarchy, been ages since then. I'd heard you'd gotten in with the rule makers.
Well, now, if it isn't the good Marchosius, remind me, if you would, how old is the System of Solomon again? I think what's really weighing your mind is your former position as an Angel of Eden before your great fall. Once a preeminent angel, you made the mistake of fighting on Shaitan's side,
and it cost you everything. It did.
But then I transferred from Gehenna to Tokyo, and after a certain encounter, I began investigating the underworld here. And it was during that time that I discovered something, after digging above as an angel and below as a demon. The existence of a former organization that once flitted about in the periphery of the game. Huh. A certain laboratory. Is this the laboratory that you were talking about earlier that doesn't exist anymore? Supposedly a variety of experiments were conducted there, not the least of which was physical reconstructive surgery on the locals. Is this talking about Duo and the other geniuses? A prototype of the death game was hosted there by former administrators. Is this talking about Otomachi Academy, in which locals fought with sacred artifacts, but no battle zones as we know them, no resets afterward. So if this information is leaked to Daikoku, then Daikoku can then tell Onion Capone that some people ended up dying, as a matter of fact. According to the people I spoke with from the Otomachi genociders, that administrative body is long since dissolved now. Okay, so it was from their school, the dissolved one. But I have to wonder if they're fully gone, or if there still might be some trace. Anything to say about that, rule makers? Are they still sitting pretty on top of that Tower of Babel? Are the remnants of the old laboratory still kicking about up there? That's where they are? More choices points to the top of the nearby towers to underscore it as accusation, shifting his gaze in that direction as well. What? But his gaze is quickly drawn higher than the top of the tower, and many other gazes follow suit. What are we looking at? Not just Baal Bartrosius, but every single person gathered is now looking singularly upward into space. After pulling himself up from the rubble, Kokopelli looks to the sky and opens his eyes wide open. Every single person is looking up now as a hail of stars begin to fall down from far beyond the sky onto the future city. Oh, that was instant. Meanwhile, flitting on and dancing above the future city as it burns, a singular raven looks down upon you from high above. Again? I mean, I guess it's pretty superficially similar to when Bircho decided to drop a moon onto Tokyo. Anywho, that's it for today. Promised Land is the next episode. We'll read the quest details tomorrow. All right. So, that is it for today's playthrough of Tokyo Afterschool Summoners Chapter 15. We finished episodes 5 and 6 of this chapter, and where are we with this exactly? The plot is moving, but it has shifted more from the Rulemaker's control, more so into the Game Masters. Just when the Rulemakers were on top of something to, I guess, make gods out of these people, it seems that plan kind of went nowhere very quickly due to Sanzo's existence. And that has been affected quite well, both interrupting Coco Pelli's entire thing, as well as just disrupting all the Tokyoites' brainwashing as well. And, yeah, Nyarlathotep's been an OG, teleporting everyone around, and Amaterasu is having some issues with, Uzume, I don't know what that's about. But it seems like the next point for tomorrow that we're going to be looking at, which is going to be the last part of this playthrough, because tomorrow we'll be covering episodes 7 and 8, which should be the last parts. What should we cover then is finally, how is the Game Masters being involved? And from what I can tell, based on the fact that Chapter 16 is still a crossover chapter titled Game Masters times Extras, it seems that perhaps we will also be ending off in the middle of a battle even by the end of Chapter 15. Willy Wildcat is finally here in action, and it seems that him alongside the Starmen are part of some sort of deliberate interruption by the Game Masters to bring the game to a halt. Possibly by disrupting the Rulemakers directly. And, yeah, I guess that's all I can say for now. Yeah. What are my sentiments on this playthrough so far at this point? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's losing me a bit, to be honest. Maybe I'm just like, I haven't eaten properly today, so I felt like I was voice acting as good as I usually do. But, yeah, it's, what's it called? It veered off from the Rulemaker's plot, which I was interested in seeing more about the future, but I guess rather than that, we're just going to go to another plot with the Game Masters now. It was kind of nice to learn more about everyone's different backstories between Kyoma's and Amaterasu's and all that. But now, you know, I'm kind of entering that kind of fuzzy territory, and I'm like, I don't really know what's going on because the interests have changed. And very least, the next thing we'll need to be looking at most likely is going to be Daikoku's intervention with what's called Onyankopon to disrupt that plans of the Rulemakers. And it doesn't seem like that was part of Raven Orthros' plan, so that's not necessarily part of the Game Master's intention to reduce their majority back into a minority. But from what I can tell, the intel that's going to be given is actually that laboratory which had like human abuses that were non-reversible, that the Utamachi genocider suffers from alongside their entire school. That's most likely the secret that the Rulemakers should be privy to, except for Onyankopon. So perhaps Onyankopon will turn tailcoat if he happens to learn about that. Alright, I think I've yapped enough, so I really should keep these after sessions at the end shorter, huh? Anyway, thank you for joining me, everyone. Tomorrow, the stream will begin, as per usual, at 7 p.m. ET, which is going to be the last day of not just this playthrough, but also this campaign. So if you're not done farming, you really should get to it. There's like only a bit over 24 hours left at this point. But yeah. Again, thank you everyone for joining me for this playthrough. It's been a great one. So, that's all for now, cuties. Catch you next time.